Hey folks, welcome back here to Gatekeeper Media as we bring you the conclusion of the 2022 Ledgestone Open just outside Peoria, Illinois, out at Eureka on the Lake Eureka Temp course. We're with our chase card and we're on our final 9 to see who's going to finish where on the leaderboard. We appreciate you all tuning in for the coverage with a special thank you to our Patreon supporters who help make it all possible. Once again, in the virtual commentary booth will be myself, Dustin Mouret, joined by Nathan Queen. How's it going, sir?
Well, we saw a variety of scores on this front 9. As you see here, we've got some double bogeys, but we do have quite a few birdies on those top 2 cards. Kyle Klein and Paul McBeth sitting under par, Randon Latta right there at even, and Kyle Moriarty looking to clean up this back 9.
Yeah, Ricky Wysocki still holds a 2-stroke lead at this point in time, and Paul McBeth's kind of running out of time here to try to see if he can fight for a podium spot or even chase after the leader, but we'll see if he can get hot here on this back 9 as we start out on hole 10.
425-foot par 3, pretty wide open, not really much in the way till about 350 feet, so pick your poison, backhand, forehand. There is some OB on the left side, but doesn't really come into play too often.
And McBeth is still kind of not really throwing forehands. I know he had kind of a lingering injury he was dealing with throughout the course of the year, so looking to go for the backhand route. Oh, man.
He is going to find that OB left side. Does creep up inside circle 2 by the pin. Not something we see happen very often.
Yeah, and I know he had kind of a cold start. He birdied the first hole, but then really kind of went on a spiral downward, but a couple of birdies to end his front 9. But that's a tough OB to start this one, as Kyle also going to come up short of the putting green.
Yeah, maybe playing it safe there. Hard to tell what the wind's doing right here. Maybe Paul was expecting it to stand up, and then after Kyle saw that, and played it a little safer, throwing it low.
Yeah, that is something that we mentioned in the front 9. We'll mention it again here. Very swirly winds, very inconsistent, so quite hard to read. Brandon's got it, though.
Yeah, nice line on this. Passionate, just past the pin there. What a shot.
Yeah, I mean, we have definitely seen plenty of examples now to realize that Randon's got a lot of power on his backhand.
Bit of a misrelease there, comes out a bit late. I think there's a tailwind. It seemed the majority of time they were on this hole.
Yeah, maybe that's why he swung it out so wide. He saw everyone else kind of stabling out, but winds up going too much. But almost throws it in for birdie from the woods.
Yeah, catches some front cage. That would have been pretty sweet. A half attempt there from Kyle. Pretty tough one to give a bid, but Paul needs this one.
And is able to score the par save from about 40, 45 feet away. What a putt.
Watch that rewind. Dead center. Like he said, great putt. Absolutely needed that to stay under par.
Now we get the Randon for birdie. But is going to go wide and a long comebacker. Well, grabs the par.
Nice cleanup. Had the chance for the lone birdie on the card. Did have 34% of the field. That translates to 21 players get the birdie on this hole today. Right in the middle as far as difficulty goes, averaging it at 2.8.
So we're going to end 10 with the par frame as we head over to 11, one of the easier holes in the course.
Yeah, 300 feet. Pretty much just I think it's actually about 280, a little shorter than it says. Chip up forehand. Hand does play, but this hyzer angle really helps you stop. Visually Paul is just finding that OB everywhere.
And you wonder if maybe there, since he hasn't been throwing a lot of forehands, if maybe he just wasn't quite in touch with it. Might be one of the first forehands we've seen him throw all day.
Kyle definitely hanging this out wider. Needs it to check up and does, just inbounds. Almost in the bullseye.
And it's going to be a birdie for sure for Kyle Klein.
See, these flags look like they're moving with a left to right wind. So steep of a hyzer angle that Paul had on his shot. That could be what came off to the right side.
Randon almost found it as well, but does stay in. So he will also have chance at birdie here.
Deceiving. That looked like it had on that OB line from our vantage point.
Again, we know Kyle's got plenty of power in his forehand. Goes to a standstill and still gets well on up there into the circle one.
See that banner ripping in the background. And Wads finally able to get that putt going a little bit. Gets himself a birdie.
Flat cap flare. Giving Latta what he needs to grab another birdie here. Gets him to 1 under on the round.
Yeah, again, just maintaining that fight. Seen him struggle through yesterday's round and bounce back. Slower start the day, but still putting together a solid round. Tied for 7th right now.
Back-to-back par saves for McBeth. This one was a little easier, but still needs to get the scoring if he wants to try to make a move for that podium. See Klein trying to get his birdie here.
Nicely done. Now to 3 down on the round. Here we are at the water tower hole, one of the more famous holes on the property. 354 feet. Blind because it is behind this water tower. Probably goes up 10 feet or so. I'm sure we'll see 4 right-handed backhand hyzers here.
Yeah. I know that this platform, I believe, got added last year, which has made the hole a little easier than the uphill approach you used to have. But even still, Klein not quite getting that one right. Gonna have to settle for par.
Yeah, lucky to be able to settle for par. A lot of shots that hit that water tower do end up trickling out OB.
That's short as well.
And that could be a tricky angle. Have to play to close to the pin maybe rather than trying to play to the pin there.
See the wind elevator in that disc. And that's a nasty roll, but does stay. Ooh.
Yeah, that was looking really mean for a second, but slowed down just in time. He's going to have a nice birdie look now. Possibility to go back to back.
This seems to be making around for McBeth. And that will stick it.
Oh, yeah, and let's take a look at his form. In this pretty standard righty backhand hyzer. Crow X step. Just really uses that power pocket. Really clean form. No wasted movement.
And just kind of a blind step hyzer putt there for Kyle to get near the bullseye to make sure he gets his par. And see, these guys are having to kind of look around. They don't actually have a look at the pin.
Yeah, pretty tricky once you don't make it around that water tower. Easy pitch up for par.
Oh, no.
Moriarty showing a bit of struggles on the putting green.
Yeah, we saw him miss like a 10 or 15 footer on the front nine as well. believe it was one of the last holes in the front. Now we saw him have a wide miss.
Swirly out here. He could just be expecting the wind to do something that it's not, or it switches up on him pretty quickly.
If you want to be the best, you win world.
It doesn't happen to a lot of people, and when it does, it's huge.
My name's Garrett Gerthy. People may know me as Double G, and I've been making Double G craft jerky since I was 16 years old.
I'm always a snacker, so about halfway through, I always find myself reaching for that bag of Double G jerky.
My favorite has got to be the garlic lover's dream. You just can't go wrong with garlic and beef jerky. That middle of the round, you get into that slump. I'm going to reach for that Double G craft jerky to help me finish strong.
So most of you can't throw like Double G, but if you get his craft jerky, you can certainly eat like him. Go out and get some Double G craft jerky.
You can find Double G craft jerky at doublegjerky.com.
Getting into the lone par 5 on the course out here at Eureka Lake. Hole 13, 1,080 feet. And trending in that very difficult par 5, as this one does average over par. You've got about 330 feet on your tee shot to clear that water and be in an ideal position. From there, about 2 more 300-foot or so hyzers to get to the pin.
Man, you kind of want to stay as close to the water's edge as you can, as McBeth does that actually in spades, as that is going to give you the better angle for those future approach shots, but again, it's very tricky.
You might have stayed a little too close there.
Yeah.
Some funny putting.
Just trying to give him a little credit. It's a little better from
Like
top
you
line.
were talking about, this is a little too far past that tree. Makes that angle a lot tighter to throw that hyzer and get it to push back inbounds.
You have to swing it wider and steeper. That's even trickier.
And then gonna almost be in a position to have to go down that left side fairway, which is pretty much automatically a par at best. That looks to be a pretty good spot, I think.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about McBeth's footing on this, considering how close he is to the coast. Seemed well enough.
So, yeah, he definitely took... Years past, you've been able to take 2 meters off of those rocks, I believe, or a meter off of the rocks rather than a meter from the OB. So I think that's why he was able to get that good footing up on top of the hill. Kyle actually had a pretty good spot there. Didn't have to do too much too crazy. Gets a good hyzer around.
I believe Kyle is kind of in a similar spot, so should have a straight look at what he wants. Should do.
Moriarty right up there with the other Kyle on the card. Both have a similar probably 280 to 300 into the pin. Early smack down there for Randon. Needs to get a lot of distance on this next shot.
Oh, he's flexing. He's looking for it.
Dangerous.
That actually somehow made it back in bounds. I thought that was in the drink.
It's it back in bounds. That's a fantastic shot. I didn't really see him going out over the water from where he was at.
Great from McBeth, though. That should be back-to-back birdies for him to start getting this back nine rolling.
Now you see Kyle having to go a bit of that steeper angle as he pushed up a little too far left on that second shot. He's up just outside the circle, gonna have that downhill scary putt carrying towards the water.
Kyle coming up a bit short of circle on there, so he'll have a tricky putt as well. And let's see just where Randon landed.
Oh, he slipped. He stayed right there close to the water. Had a great opportunity to have an easy tap-in par, but bit of a misrelease after the slip there. And see if he can...
Oh, no.
Oh, that... Not too bad.
That could have been treacherous. Speaking of treacherous, this is a death putt for Kyle Klein. But sticks it. What a putt.
He's making a pretty good push so far. 4 down.
Absolutely.
Into 6th place now.
That will be bogey for Randon. Yeah.
A little bit of struggles on there. Going to card the bogey. Well, has an interesting scoring spread. As 36% of the field birdied, 36% of the field parred, 28% bogey or above, but that includes quite a few doubles, few 8s as well. Brings us into hole 14. Very difficult par 4, averaging is the second most difficult hole on the course today. 850 feet. You have 500 feet of power. You can play kind of a layup play here and not get too aggressive off of the tee. All getting aggressive though, trying to make this turn.
Oh, he does it. Oh, man.
Fantastic spot there. He's carried 430 feet or so on that tee shot.
And it's tough because you are challenging a low ceiling at the biggest gap to attack on this hole. But he does it very well, and so does Kyle Klein.
Yeah, absolutely. That big tree you see right there is 415 feet off of the tee. Moriarty going a bit of a safer play there. He's going to have a really long way to the pin, probably in that 500-foot range or so.
This might be overturned, and yes, it is. Really, the only saving grace is he gets to keep that distance, at least.
Big hyzer out over the water here. It's a good rip on it. Gonna give himself a chance for a long circle 2 look.
This is Randon throwing 3, trying to save par.
That's gonna be a difficult par save from out there. This green gets a little bit quick. He's probably in that 80-foot.
Yeah, Kyle looking to attack here after the good tee shot. And skips it right near the pin. Nasty roll at the end, though. Stays in the circle.
Incredible shot. 850 feet here. And you have that low ceiling off of the tee. Difficult to get that distance for a lot of players, but Klein showing no issue at all. And Paul gonna do the same thing, but doesn't seem to like it out of his hand.
I'm sure he won't mind this result, though. I mean, edge of circle 1. Certainly not ideal, putting towards the water, but not terrible.
Smart little pitch up there. Wad's gonna be tapping in his par.
Oh, man, what a bid from Randon. Such a scary putt. Nearly found it.
Man, that should have stayed in. That thing bounced back out. That was a neat run there from Randon.
A big turkey for Paul McBeth. Now in the solo 3rd position. So has fought his way back onto the podium after a cold start in the front 9.
Kyle able to card the birdie as well. Got 3 of the last 4 holes, putting him to 5 down for the round and moved him to tied for 5th.
And a couple of tap outs here from Randon and Kyle. Back-to-back bogeys for Randon, but still in the top 10. Still a chance to fight for a good finish. So we get the hole 15.
Another par 3 on the easier side, at least compared to what we saw out at Northwood Black the last couple of days. 315 feet. All going with a backhand turnover shot here with a putter. Does play longer than 315. This is a pump for a putter shot.
Absolutely. You see a lot of forehands on this hole. The backhand turnover is viable. Usually I feel like you see mids, though. So to see him get there with the putter is a great shot.
Here's a mid, like you were saying, from Kyle. So getting it up there inside the circle for a birdie look.
And so far, so good here for our chase card.
Moriarty going with the forehand line. Might have it out a little bit wide, though, and he's going to catch those branches and end up falling out of bounds left side. Just not quite clicking on today's round.
Randon also playing a turnover, but catches some cabbage on the way. It's going to slow him down a lot outside of circle 2. We have quite the gallery here on 15.
We probably have the lead card coming up 13-14 right now, so the gallery's converging. Seem to have shown out big out here in Illinois.
Oh, Kyle. Took a moment to reset there, but still unable to come up with the goods. We'll have to settle for par. This is McBeth for 4 in a row.
And what a comeback he's making on the round. Took him quite a bit to get under par, but now he's got, I believe, 5 in a row.
Yes. And the other thing to note here is that while the leader's kind of out of reach, which I won't spoil that for you, second place is still up for grabs for McBeth at this point. He's within a stroke or 2 of that, so definitely still a chance to make a move here.
Moriarty carding another bogey there after going OB. And then picking up another par. (16) 606-foot par 4, an eagle opportunity if you go big backhand roller. The sidewalk over on the right side is new this year, but it does not play OB. Have to get all the way to the road for that. There is some Mando in play for that light pole over on the right side as well.
McBeth looking to lay down that roller play as you were talking about, and seems to have it on a pretty good angle, but oh, that tree.
It was looking good. Don't think he was quite going to be in that close eagle range, even if it had missed that tree, but going to be in a great spot to get up and down for birdie.
Kyle looking to take a similar route here. At least stays out of the bush line. That makes things real tough.
Looked like his took an early hop to turn it over quicker than he liked. And then going to go with the backhand air shot. This looks to be executed very well.
Oh, yeah. Again,
Yeah.
This guy has distance. We've seen it time and time again at this point throughout this round. It's definitely a guy that you need to keep an eye on.
Yeah, that's up there past McBeth's roller. I saw that back there behind him.
Okay.
This is that line.
Oh, man. Unfortunate lie, though, in that bush.
Throws up just a little bit early, but hopefully he'll be able to reach out for something from there. Take a look at his form here. See what he does to get that to turn so quickly. Yeah, it really turns his wrist up a little bit, but not much lean with the back, so that must be a very understable disc. Just using his wrist snap to get that turned over into a roller.
Beth with a little hyzer chip up and parks that bullseye, so he'll keep the birdie streak going.
Randon putting it up there close as well, looking to get back to even par on the round.
Just a hyzer jump putt approach here from Klein. It's a great
Hooked it
roll.
a little bit, yeah. Hooked it a little bit out of the hand, but does roll back for him. He's pretty close for his birdie look.
And Kyle actually did have a pretty decent little step out there. It seemed like the lie didn't affect him at all, and he's right there on the bullseye as well.
Yeah, looking for a nice star frame here.
Hadn't had too many of those, man. Would be nice.
Yeah, it's pretty windy out. That affects lots of stuff, plus all this OB out here. That was going to be the hardest putt there. Looks like we might have a good chance.
They're heating up, man.
Kyle 6 down. Moriarty in 6 over on the round now. Back with a little bit of birdie. Beth for the 5th in a row now. He did par 11, but moves him to 6 down. Still in solo third. Get to our island hole of the round, 310-foot par 3. I think it's actually playing more like 325. Got 85 foot wide and about 35 feet front to back. Distance control here is crucial. Wind seemed to have straightened that one up a little bit for Paul, but does stay inside the circle.
Yeah, it looks like from the water, just watching the waves, it seemed like there was a little bit of tail right to left, perhaps.
Kyle also staying in bounds, going to be right around circle's edge.
He's going right at it, isn't he? Oh, man.
It is. What a shot. Plays the wind after seeing the first two players. Says, I don't need to hang it out wide. Just throw it straight at it. Discs are flying straight.
Kyle hangs this wide, but puts some good hyzer on it. And everyone makes the island.
Plays there for everybody. And sails it 2 holes in a row. It struggles on the putting green for Kyle Klein.
Yeah. Kyle also having struggles in the putting green. And yeah, I know Klein's been kind of changing up the putter a couple of times this year. We talked about it on the front nine. So I wonder if there's just something kind of going on with this putting game he's trying to work out. That's McBeth, 6 in a row. Puts him in second place now at 23 under par and 7 under for the round.
What a push. He didn't put together the front nine that he needed. He's gotten 6 in a row on the back nine. Like like you were saying earlier, a bit out of contention for the lead, but doing the best he can from chase card.
Yeah, he would have needed to have this birdie streak happen a little earlier to run down the leader, but still going to have a big finish. Moriarty still just having some hiccups here with the putt.
Yeah, unfortunate. Be throwing well yesterday. Just have a bit of hiccups with the putt, and today that wind seemed to be causing him some havoc as well. Plus, there always is that McBeth factor. Nothing against Matty O, but McBeth does seem to draw some larger crowds. To our final hole of the weekend here, hole 18, 711-foot par 4. Fourth most difficult hole on the course. Ideally, you'd like to get about 400 foot off of the tee shot, either with a backhand roller or a backhand air shot. You can do that, then you still have a low ceiling approach that slopes down towards the water once you reach the green.
Oh, this might be turning over too much for McBeth. It's going towards the parking lot.
It is.
It's way in the parking lot. It's going the Grand Bananas over there.
You don't see that very often. Get it all the way to Grandma's house.
I don't know what she's serving over there, but, you know. Maybe some cookies or something.
I did see some people walking around with some of those cream-filled cookies. That could be what she's doing.
This looks good.
Yeah, that's right around that 400-foot tee shot that I was talking about. Should have about 315, 330 to the pin from there.
Oh, that's questionable. We'll see.
He's down there close.
Ooh, that is very close. You can see they're kind of discussing it. I assume it's surrounded by water is probably the rule, and they're probably checking to see if there's solid ground under the disc or not.
Sounds like they are giving it in bounds. There's no water on land side of the disc, so I think he's also going to get a meter off of the rocks, just like Paul was getting. 13. No, he's going to end up taking it down there. But this actually puts him in a great spot for him. He's got a power forehand. There's a couple different entry points you can go. He gets up there somewhere, going to have an opportunity to pitch up and down for par.
McBeth didn't like that immediately. You saw him kind of spin around.
Sometimes you just gotta spin away from it. Randon able to get a pretty good amount of carry on that shot. Threw it very low. Good distance though.
I didn't really get to edge to get the ground action. Kind of just stuck the ground once it got there. It's Kyle Klein. Hangs out a little outside. Gets batted back towards the circle, but still not quite there. This is McBeth. This is throwing 4 now after the OB.
Sit up there nicely. Going to be tapping in his bogey to finish at 6 under on the round. Get a good push on this back nine.
And we'll see if it's enough to keep him on the podium or not, as the lead card still behind them waiting.
Toss up to Randon up to the pin to tap in his par. Finish under par for the round today. Looking at a top 10 finish out here on this Elite Series.
McBeth will be able to limit the damage there. Sits at 22 under par and awaits his fate as the lead car waits to play 18.
taking his time on the last one. Still not quite clean, but able to get it to drop in, and that's going to put him in a tie for 20th, and a great finish even with the rough round today for Kyle Moriarty. Elite Series fields are just tougher and tougher.
And look at Randon.
Nothing to scoff at.
Yeah, absolutely. And Randon ties 8th. It's after going 12th at D-Glow. So back-to-back Elite Series events where he's able to place in the top 15 on the tour. So that's really cool for him. And yeah, you see that Beth did finish second at 22 under par. Kyle Klein at 7th at 18. So some pretty good finishes here from our chase cars. Take a look at the overall leaderboard. As you can see, it was Ricky who did take the title by 4 strokes. Gannon and Anthony Barella make up the rest of the top 5 of Corey Ellis and Matty O. And man, we appreciate all of you folks for tuning in to our coverage here of the Ledgestone Open. Hope that you'll follow and subscribe so you can catch the rest of our coverage of Disc Golf Pro Tour. So we do got Des Moines coming up. We got World soon. We got all kinds of action coming at you. So be sure to tune in for all that. Once again, I am Dustin Mouret. Been a pleasure commentating and been a pleasure working with you, Nathan Queen.
Have a fun time, and we'll see you guys.